All right, everyone, we've made it. Nice House on the Lake, issue 12. The, I want to say end, but tragically, it's not. Let's get into it. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Now, last issue. Again, I'm going to preface this like I did the last two reviews. If you haven't read this, spoilers may abound. So if you don't want to be spoiled, pause this video, go read the series, and come back. And you're back. Walter has just dropped the proverbial A-bomb on Ryan, basically saying that with you messing with the controls, Naya's dead. She's not coming back. And she goes, I don't understand. You do. You just don't want to be the one who makes that decision. I get it. Making the decision is hard. It makes people unhappy, even when you just want what's best. Do you want a drink? The first of them are nearly here. But why the fuck did you bring me to this place? We barely talked in years. I could have died with everyone else. I'm gonna have a drink. And so again, this kind of feels more like a TV show where someone has something serious and the quote unquote antagonist is kind of dancing around it in a way. I always like the lighter beers, blah, blah, blah. Because I liked going to the bar and sitting off in a corner by myself and just watching all these strange little bipeds going about their lives. Of course, he's using it as a way to segue, but at the same time, try to add some levity to the situation. And you knew you were going to kill him. I knew my people were going to kill them. I've only killed a few people, and I should take the blame for Naya too, I guess. But I didn't kill humanity. You're dancing around the question. Why me? I liked you better than everyone else. I didn't want you to die. But I'm some kind of mistake. I heard you, Walter. I heard what you told Nora. It was supposed to be Reg instead of me. You invited too many people. I know. I'm sorry. I guess I got greedy. I saw that Reg wasn't cooperating and I didn't understand what he'd done to the terrain here. And I know I need to tuck him away until I did. And then I thought, hey, I know another artist who I quite like a bit. Somebody I would prefer not to be dead. But now you're going to have to kill me. And Walter basically says, in a way, you've saved your own skin. But the ecosystem's out of what you call whack with two artists. I don't want to get into all of it. But while this is happening, I love how we're just seeing how Walter has the ability to just warp reality. And the color palette, it just works for what's going on. And he's taught all the different ways that they can do without this sanctuary, because you could keep messing around with the controls, destabilize the ecosystem, tear it all apart. That would catch my supervisor's attention really quick. Option 2 is y'all fight each other over Naya's death while nobody can heal from their wounds, and maybe a few more die. Survivors would have time, I bet potentially years, before my masters noticed the system was compromised, but then they'd shut it down, and this place would be unlivable. And then Walter says there is a third option. I don't like it, but I'm thinking Nora is right. He goes, I'll let you guys talk amongst each other. And so here's where Ryan confesses to what she did. He goes, he did. Reg tells her, he goes, he did this. You didn't. What's he's playing at? So he thinks that everyone's thinking that Walter is playing a mind games, because essentially that's what they've all sort of come to. And Reg is even saying, I created all these aesthetics. I don't even think that we're on Earth anymore. And before any more of that can be said, here comes Rick against Ryan. And he is just heartbroken over what would happen. She goes, I didn't know. How could I have known? That doesn't matter. And I love how, even though David's kind of been the jokester, he finally kind of gets serious for once. And he goes, it doesn't matter, man. It really does. These kind of help build character, but in a sense, it's kind of a groan. It feels like a chore, but we'll bypass that. And I love how Nora says, I'm the one that showed Ryan the controls. If you want to shoot somebody, shoot me. Now, as we come to a close in this issue, everyone thinks that what they did, in a sense, matters. And I love how Walter is just torn, saying, I'm so damn sorry. You're my friends. Thank you for letting me be in your lives. And I love how Reg just straight up says, enough, Walter. Let it happen. And as we come to a close again, Nora says, I remembered a lot of things, but nothing that could have made a difference. And I love that we kind of get what the nice house on the lake looks like and that harrowing sort of open-ended statement that Nora makes at the end. Because it matters and it builds up to this cliffhanger. In a sense, you come to find out it says that this is the end of the first cluster. What does that mean? Read the issue. I went ahead and I kind of peeked at the first couple of issues of the next series, which is called Nice House by the Sea. I'm not enthralled. I kind of feel like if they would have, with some of the plot points that they put in, they would have left those out and just made this straight suspense and horror, seeing everyone survive the end of the world and it just being them, would have been great. And then just kind of ending on, do they get to live in a paradise or do they get to live in a hell? Like when the first 11 books we open up and we see everyone in this post-apocalyptic world, there are no answers for that yet. And it continues on in Nice House by the Sea. And I'm like, damn it, I don't want to go and have to commit to a whole other thing. And we come to find out how Nora's cluster and another cluster, and it's to me, it's a cluster fudge to add a pun in there. So I feel like if this would have been a self-contained one-off, I would have been a happy camper. But to continue it on, it just kind of loses that pizzazz that first made it interesting when we first heard it was announced. So that's all I got to say about it. There were some points I feel like it just drug and really slowed the story down. But overall, Tinian really knows how to write characters and make you invested in them. And that's why I always enjoy reading what he's created for that reason. And that's why I was excited about Nice House on the Lake. So if you guys have enjoyed what you've seen, please, first and foremost, support your local comic shop or wherever it is like to get your action figures and comics and grab this series. And, maybe I might change my mind later. Let me know what you guys think of Nice House by the Sea. And if you've enjoyed this review, really would appreciate if you take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Helps the channel more than you could possibly know. And if you won't mind hitting that fancy little cluster bell next, subscribe. That way as I continue upload content, you guys get notified. Come to the channel, and I love talking with you all and hearing your thoughts and feedback down in the comments below or the socials, which I'll make sure that the links down in the description. So with all that said, hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, everyone.